more research on me getting the Xbox One during the summertime. See if the Xbox One is still worth buying years later. So here we go, here we go. Okay. It's the Xbox One from 2014 and 2017. The Xbox One is still worth buying. The Xbox One isn't obsolete in the sense it's still very useful and can be used for quite a while. Think of the 360 and how it's still being used. Only Xbox One can let you play, which extends its lifetime far beyond its own capabilities, December 29, 2023. This Xbox One is going to be discontinued. I highly doubt that because they still sell them on eBay still. Ouch. According to the statement to The Verge, Microsoft revealed it stopped production of the Xbox One to focus on the production of Xbox Series X and S. This is unsurprising considering the Xbox One was discontinued in July of 2020, with the Xbox One S following at the end of the year in 2021, May 9th, 2024. So the Xbox One's still good in 2025. Still way ahead of its time, in my opinion. It's still what we're contemplating on in 2025, not for the most unless you're truly hardcore. That's what it said. Don't shut out the break unless you're truly hardcore. You want to use that cloud game I mentioned, but it's worth picking up in 2025. Yes. Can the Xbox One still go online? If you got Game Pass Ultimate, yes. Starting September 14, 20, Xbox Live Gold transitions to Game Pass Core. Players still have great access to online console multiplayer, but to get access to a new collection of over 25 great games to play on Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One consoles, counting Xbox One X from 2017 and Xbox One S all digital edition consoles as well. How many years the Xbox One will last? If you have an Xbox One, I'm going to buy an Xbox One, which I'm going to do in 2025. That's going to be later on in the summertime. I want to finish all those PS4 games first. You may wonder how long this Xbox One lasts. In general, the lifespan of gaming consoles decided by the manufacturers. According to Microsoft, the Xbox One is built to last 10 years while powered on October 10, 2023. Is the Xbox One outdated? In January 2020, Microsoft stopped manufacturing all Xbox One consoles. That's not true because they still sell the Xbox One S all digital on eBay and Amazon. And they still sell the Xbox One pre-owned. Some of them new, but pre-owned and also refurbished on Amazon and eBay as well. So that's not true. It stopped the manufacture because that was because they would stop selling the which comes permanently for good back in 2021, 2022. But they didn't do that. They still sell them on eBay. I look at it every day. I get notifications on my end on eBay, see when the Xbox One's on sale. We'll have a discount. I'm getting that during the summertime once I finish all my PS4 games first. Once I finish all those PS4 games, I find out when the PS4 generation is done for my CEOs on, then I get Xbox One in 2025, later on during the summertime anyways. Go back to what I was saying, obviously. Including Xbox One X and One S all digital, means the used markets, prices can vary wildly. And now the primary way to buy this console, if playback doesn't begin short, try to restart your device. That's if your console is freezing or crashing, pretty much. Why is Xbox shutting down? That's not true. I debunked that. If your Xbox console is under special shutdown, it's maybe because it's not getting enough ventilation, or maybe a problem with the power supply. That might be true depending on how much you use it, pretty much. Is Xbox One better than the PS4? No, is Xbox One better than the PS5? Yes, it is, Demonte. And I'll tell you why, too. PS4 may not be powerful as Xbox, but for its game library alone, we would say it's the better of the two. But really, your choice can come down to your product. If you're grinding out 100% gamer score on the platforms, including the Sonic games, pun intended, come down to your products when it comes down to a gaming console. So Xbox is better. I told you my Xbox is better. In my opinion, because they have everything that Sony doesn't have no more. Would there be a new Xbox? Yes, it is. And that's going to be the Serena console that I told my uncle about what that's already been leaked out. And a handheld as well. relate Xbox may start a new console as early as 2026. This news comes from the public Joseph Holt, who has a history of posting pirate Call of Duty leaks. Count me too. That's just like me when it comes to leaking certain games I know that are coming out and certain games I know that are going to be shut down out because of the studios itself. But anyways, how long do Xbox generations last? Each generation is possibly lasts about 5 years during the major console. Manufacturer release console have released consoles with probably similar specifications. Can you play new Xbox games on Xbox One? It was the games I obviously played, yes. How to play Series X games on Xbox One. Players looking at Xbox Series games on Xbox One would need to have Game Pass Ultimate, which I already got. Just gotta get the console pretty much later on in the summertime. But once I finish all the PS4 games, I'm done with Sony. Then I mean this. As this is the one way to be enrolled in Xbox Cloud Gaming. Game Pass Ultimate, yes. January 25th, 2023. Is Xbox still wants to support it? This one gets tricky too, as well. Microsoft will still support Xbox hardware games like Minecraft running on the previous generation. No internal studios are working on a new game for Xbox One anymore. June 15, 2020. That's true too. They're not making no more uh, uh, new games, obviously, because Xbox One is over a decade old. Can I put my Xbox One away from home? This would get tricky too if you know about remote play. As long as you have a stable internet connection with your phone, be it Wi-Fi or cellular data, your Xbox is accessible anywhere, especially when it comes to remote play. Play it from the couch of grandma's house or from the beach on a remote desert island. How old is the Xbox One? Which is the obvious question. The third console Xbox was released in November 2013 Scorpio season. It sold 58 million units. The fourth final Xbox on Series X and S was released in November 2020 Scorpio season as well. Is Xbox One shutting down? This week gets tricky too. In practical sense, Xbox was shut down entirely. The brand name still commands attention after all. It's more than likely they will see a shift in purpose, but as Xbox will become a third-party developer, which was already I told them it was already third party. They got the first parties and second parties now coming out later on during the summertime. Xbox has all the games that Sony doesn't have no more. Kind of Bethesda's games, pun intended. Oops. Sorry, guys. Oops. Go back out. Oops. Dang it. Hate when that happens. Sorry, guys. I clicked the wrong button. Give me a second. I clicked the peacock button. My B. Okay. That's what I was saying. I clicked the wrong, I clicked the peacock. Might be on that. But in a practical sense, if Xbox will shut down entirely. The brand name still commands attention. After all, more than likely we'll see a shift in purpose that Xbox will become a third party. It was already third party. I told them onto this too as well. They got all the first parties and second parties. Sony doesn't have the first party. All they got is money-headed second parties and third parties. And you saw that in the state of play, honestly, and I told you that state of play was dog shit. Told you, no first parties. And Herman Holt's not helping y'all cause it, man. And then y'all current CEOs that we got currently, they're going to be retiring soon. But anyways, we'll focus on more selling Game Pass than selling consoles, February of 2024. Why is Xbox One usable in 2024? In this year currently. It had me interested in that console too during the summertime. Because my backlog's going to be loaded with games. And once I purchase the platforms too, pun intended, included as well. So, once I finish all those PS4 games, guys, just enjoy the PS4 grind while it lasts. Because once I finish all those PS4 games, I'm done with Sony doing all that as well. I don't do much. Why just don't say $500 to get the PS5, girl? Because that price was supposed to be went down. It's not probably $600 no more. It's probably $300 now for the one with the disc drive in it. Yes, and the one without the disc drive, that's probably $299.99 now, and that's still yet to go down yet. Is Microsoft getting on Xbox? This week gets tricky too. From the change in strategy to better Microsoft to Xbox strategy, moving away from console exclusives in order to reach across all platforms, including the hardcore, not the casuals. Windows Central reports December 18, 2024. It's Xbox One end of life cycle. Reaches the era of his end cycle. The successor was succeeded by the Xbox Series S and X and Series S console, which launched on November 10, 2020 Scorpio season. Production of all Xbox ceased at the end of that year, which is true too as well. What is the oldest gaming console? Oh, I knew about this one too. The the Magnavox Odyssey. Knew about this console too as well. I already knew about it. In 1973, Magnavox released the world's first home video game console, the Magnavox Odyssey. It came with packaged and board game players such as cards, paper money, and dice to enhance the games. That's the oldest console. It's the second oldest console. The Nintendo is the oldest console since 1868. Despite dealing with their dark times in the past and now, this Xbox One still support new games. Microsoft's moved away from support for the Xbox One as new games are mirrored by several third-party publishers. Some of the false people, including Alan Wake 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, was coming sold to the Xbox Series X only, June 16, 2023. Can you put an Xbox 360 there in Xbox One? This is a good question too as well. Select digital games for Xbox 360 will original work on Xbox One. The ones you own or pair will be reinstalled selection in your section of games and apps. Select the games to install for disc picker and insert the disc. Okay. It's still worth buying the Xbox One this year. Yes. This is where it gets tricky too. With everything considered, is the Xbox One worth it right now? In almost cases, we will say no. That's definitely true too, but it's not true as well. With the retail price of the Xbox One X and S still matching the price of Xbox Series S, X, and S, there's no good reason to buy an older console. That's definitely not true. If that was the case, it would have phased out the units years ago. And I'm talking about all the way back in 2017. But anyways, the Xbox One still ordered in 2025. Still holds up to this day. Counting the one from 2014, yes. And most I'm going to have a great time when I get the Xbox One as well. Is Xbox One considered old gen, the previous generation? Xbox One, last gen, and less games will be released from in the future. That's how it's always been with console gaming. August 31st, 2024. How long will Xbox One last for? If you have an Xbox One, going to buy an Xbox One, you may wonder how long does Xbox One last. In general, the lifespan of gaming consoles is decided by the manufacturers, and according to Microsoft, the Xbox One is built to last for 10 years while it's powered on October 10, 2023. Will Microsoft still support Xbox One? This will get tricky too. Microsoft still supports Xbox hardware games like Minecraft running on the previous generation. No turnstiles are working on new games for Xbox One anymore. But that's not true either because they're working on. They got ABK now. They got Bethesda now. And they got all those second parties and third parties running down all those first parties. Unlike Sony, they money hat in games. Money hat in second parties and third parties. And and I'll give you a perfect example. The microtransactions for certain games count in Call of Duty. Killing the games as we know it, killing the generation of the games. The microtransactions are killing the game pretty much. They're killing it, but in the worst way right now. They're killing the generation of Call of Duty. As far as the microtransactions, because nobody wants to grind it out. Anyways, that was my example right there. It's killing the Activision industry as far as the microtransactions pretty much. It's their future for Xbox. This way gets tricky too. Future consoles, so Xbox grows about PC and cloud. Xbox Phil Spencer says Microsoft will definitely do more consoles in the future. The biggest role of Xbox plays on PC and cloud gaming. November 15, 2024. Who won the console? This way it gets interesting, guys, as well. Microsoft laid the course effect the Xbox One after launch some of their games. Enough ground to give us a PS4 being along with a strong library of console exclusive type. Damn exclusivity, BS. But anyways, PlayStation outsold the Xbox One in 17 minutes against the 52 million units. PlayStation 4 won the console generation. I told you it outdid PS5 as well. Yes, it outdid the Xbox One. I cannot lie because the Xbox One was the most important generation during that time frame. Which console has the longest lifespan? The Switch is the longest running Nintendo console, almost 3,000 days and counting. But it's not expected to arrive before April 2020 and earliest when it finally does show up. Obviously, Nintendo Switch 2 comes out in June, yes, which I already know about. Anyways, did I keep all my games if I get Xbox One? This way gets tricky too, guys, as well. While you play the games on Xbox Series X and S, you picked up what you have to on your cloud saves from cloud gaming. You can find all the games and apps available downloading the Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One X and Xbox One S included as well, and S all digital as well, and One X as well. Console in my games as was backwards really span for Xbox Series S and X and Xbox One, pun intended, and One S all digital edition and Xbox One X. Can original Xbox games be played on Xbox One? Too many free asked questions. How do I use Xbox One? Xbox One is backwards compatible. It's backwards costs extra. Everyone backwards compatible. It's free and allows you to play select through Xbox 360 games. Correct, but you have to buy those Xbox 360 games if you're going to get all the gamer score, pretty much counting the Sonic games too, pun intended, and the original Xbox game you already own on Xbox One. How many servers and Xboxes are there? 4 generations. The first Xbox, Generation 1, Generation 2, Xbox 360, Generation 3, Xbox One, Xbox One S, and One S all digital, and One X. Generation 4, Xbox Series X, and Generation 5, Xbox Series X and C, all digital edition, 2 terabytes for both Series C and Series X, what they call Project Franklin. But next year's project will be called Project Greenland. So that's the 5th generation. Which Xbox is worth getting? For me, it's the Xbox One because that's the one I can afford later on during the summertime. The Xbox Series X has the most power of any current gen console, and it's almost twice the storage of the Series S. Get the Series S, you will use it with a 4K TV now, or eventually you will want the absolute best graphics. In graphics or performance, you will want a disk drive for games and movies, counting your content creation plan included. And what are the cons of the Xbox One, which I already know about too? Less powerful than PS4, larger console than PS4, somewhat unwilling, more expensive. It was expensive then, but it's not expensive now, because the console's been out for almost a decade. It's Xbox One end of life cycle. In January 2022, Microsoft stopped manufacturing all Xbox One consoles, including the Xbox One X and S, which means used models which where prices can vary widely depending on the price and probably ways to buy this console, pretty much. Okay. Which one is better, Xbox One or Xbox One S All Digital Edition? Xbox One S, and including X as well, included as well, and S All Digital and X as well, have both similar performance and hardware. The S have slight improvements in design and features like 4K upscaling. The industrial design of Xbox One S is most refined and blends well in living rooms with improvements in ventilation and energy efficiency. August 25th, 2024. Is Xbox One still making games? That's where it gets tricky too. Microsoft moved away from one of Xbox One new games is being made by several third-party publishers. I'll read this again, obviously. Some of the failed fall bids including Alan Wake 2 remake, Mortal Kombat 1, the remake, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is still coming to Xbox Series S and X. Only June 16, 2023. Okay, guys. So, like I said, once I finish all these PS4 games, I'm going to be done with Sony after this, guys, because Sony's in turmoil right now. I don't even want to say, why you just don't get the PS5, guys? I want to say, because then I'm missing cross-gen games, they want it, cross-gen. Because they don't got the first parties no more. I just told you. Microsoft owns them now. Whether you like this or not, you're going to have to cope with it very well. So enjoy my PS4 grind, because once I make all that content creation for all the games I was going to platinum out and do everything else for it, as far as the side quests, everything else for the games for Soul Calibur and Naruto, enjoy all the character creation when I can, because once I finish all those games, make the content creation for Capcom, once I get my arcade stick in the coming month, which is next month more than likely, that's going to be near the end of March when I get that. But anyways, Once I make all the content creation, make sure I build all those builds because that'll be the last time I do all content creation on Sony. It's gonna be on the Xbox from here on out. Once I get the Xbox One during the summertime, because Sony's in turmoil. And also by the time I finish all those PS4 games, like I had to say the PS4 games, PS4 has no games, man. I planned them all out. I mean, I put all the hours in 2K once I get my PS4 back in the coming weeks. And once I get what I need first, as far as what I need, obviously including my other stuff, pun intended first. But like I said, Sony is in deep shit there, and you know it. You can't just say this is coincidence. This is not. This is what Sony gets for fucking up. Because Jim Ryan is gone, retired. This next month marks his 1 year anniversary of his retirement, almost to this day. But anyways, uh, Herman Host got demoted. 10 live service games got canceled. Count Gran Turismo 8 and 9, they canceled those two, and potentially God of War Egypt, but that God of War Egypt was up in the air as far as that game. I don't know if they canceled that one in particular, but quote me on that, I could be wrong. But, like I said, once I finish all those PS4 games, PS4 has no games, man. Oh, they want to tell you, boy, you know, I can't stand it. I said, well, I need to give y'all current generation, y'all next generation the smoke, because like I said, bad leadership, poor management, they cost themselves 6 to 7 years of development time for as games made. They also were $4 billion in money, $1 billion in money. Qualcomm, one of the worst gaming flops in gaming history, and they shut down 10 live service games. They call themselves 6 years, 7 years of developmental time in games. Then they're inflating games in terms of price for the new games that are coming out, currently coming for the next gen and the previous gen, obviously. To the point of a lot of people are using their subscription to get the games free instead, so they are paying for them. So like I said, once I finish those PS4 games, I'm done with Sony. I mean that. Because what Sony is going through right now, they're going through a midlife crisis right now. And you know this. I've been calling this out like I see it. And I told Sony and Apple too, y'all need to call this out. Y'all need to call this out. Because we're in darker times right now. Like I said, Sony and Apple's in deep shit. And I told my cousin what's going on, but he keeps ignoring it. The console sales. They're selling well. I said, what does it matter if they don't have the software? They don't, they don't have the first parties no more. Microsoft has them now. And now they're releasing those Call of Duty on cloud gaming now soon enough. That's it for Sony. Even when I finish all those PS4 games on my PS4 pretty much, because they would have his end cycle in 2027. So I had to finish all those PS4 games soon enough. And once I finish all those, then I'm going to have to move on from Sony. Just go get Xbox One during the summertime. I'm going to have to get Xbox One during the summertime. That's it. PS4 has no games, man. Once I play on all those platforms, I finished all the hours in 2K and Soul Calibur and Devil May Cry 4 and 5 and Capcom, once I conquer Henry and Capcom, pun intended. Once I get the arcade stick, that's near the end of March when I get that. And the carrying case as well, that's near the end of March. But anyways, like I was saying, Sony and Apple needs to call this out. And I told them, you need to call this out too, man. Because Sony is not doing good right now. They're in darker times right now. They don't even have a roadmap. And they even show Ghost of Yotei at the stage, but they even show the Intergalactic game, but they even showed The Last of Us 3, No Return. You know, that game's already been leaked out. But anyways, they even show that. You need to give Sony the smoke, man. I told you, you need to give Sony the smoke. You need to call this out. I know you say I'm fine, man. I know too much. I know this was on guest. I said, well, I need to give our current generation the smoke, man. Seriously, this is no laughing matter right now. Because, like I said, Sony needs to be called out right now. Sony and Apple needs to be called. We need to talk to Sony and Apple. We need to talk, Sony and Apple. We need to talk. Guys should not be calling it on when it's calling this out. So, like I said, guys. Okay, guys, I end the video right there. Y'all got all my videos right there for today as well. I'll be making another video. Stay tuned for the third video after this. Yeah, this is